And we are back with another episode of Your True Sons. I am one of your hosts, Kevin Rutland. I'm here with Sean Weatherspoon and Jeremy Macklin. Draft has just ended. I think it's only right that we discuss some of the teams that we feel like won the draft, some of the teams feel like maybe lost the draft, some players that went in higher rounds and they should have gone, and some players who dropped. And got a shout out to the 6 Mizzou players that were drafted this year. Shout out Coach Drink, man, for getting 6 guys in the league, man. It's a testament to what he's been doing. And the more players you get drafted, theoretically, the better your teams have been, right? So let's get to it, man. Zion Young went in the second round. I kind of thought he should have been a first-round guy. Spoon, as a defensive guy, man, how excited are you about him being with the Ravens? And do you think he went appropriately in the draft?
I think it's a great pick. It's right on par with, kind of the Ravens. They always got edge players that can, go out there and change the game. And we saw Zion firsthand at Missouri step out there each and every week and put it on the line. I think some of the knocks on his game was just not very elusive with change of direction. Kind of those traits where you just like, man, that got loose in the hips right there. Like Miles Garrett, Euro step and all that. You really don't see a lot of that with Zion, but a lot of that stuff is, being taught. You got to be taught by the right person the way to hit the moves, and you really got to get your hips, ready to play at that high level in the NFL. And I think he's a guy that can do that. He definitely was the guy that I thought would come off the board first from Missouri, and it seems like once he came off, then the Missouri gates were open because Josiah Trotter was immediately the next pick, filling in for Levante David with the Bucks. So super cool to see those guys who were the stalwarts of our defense end up in the league in good situations where they can go and show what they can do.
Definitely. J-May, how do you feel about Young, man, and then the immediate next pick in Josiah Trotter, man? How do you feel about those guys going in the second round and the picks in which they went?
Man, I'm going to talk about Trotter first. I think, looking at when he got drafted, man, I think it was so cool, man, to see Axeman and see
it's crazy.
There, man. And people don't understand, man. If you don't know how good Trotter was, big Trotter pops, man, go back and watch some film, man. I remember when I was drafted to the Eagles, he was just kind of like phasing out. He had retired, but not retired. We brought him back, and I just got a chance to kind of see just his mentality and see his everyday work ethic, man. So it was pretty cool, and really to see how much the city of Philadelphia loved him. But to me, like I think of all our draftees, I think he's my favorite, Trotter. Just something about the way he plays the linebacker position. I trust Spoon, so when Spoon talks about him and he lights up the way he talks about him, like I know that he's got some special stuff. And then of course, with my own eyes, man, seeing him all over the field, I think he's an every down linebacker, and I think he's one of those linebackers that you can keep in a nickel and heck, depending on who you playing, like you might go dime and he might be the guy in the middle of the field. I think he has that type of abilities. Hats off to him. I thought the phone call with Young was really, really cool. With the Ravens, man, he was just like, and I thought he made a call. What is it? Is it DeCosta? What's the Ravens GM name? I should know this. I played for him.
Not Ozzie Newsome. Not Ozzie Newsome. That's his name.
Not him.
But no, I thought I thought that was pretty cool. As you kind of see how much it meant to him, and it kind of also takes a dive into like his mentality. He's all about business. He's all about getting things done, right? You go to the coin toss, the viral moment where he out there talking crazy,
overtime
doing the overtime coin toss. So I thought that was pretty cool, man. And then last but not least, man, I think Kevin Coleman, St. Louis kid, receiver. I thought that he was open more times than he got the ball this past year, and I think he's in a great situation in Miami. I think Miami. If you look on paper, right, and I'm not talking about anybody's capabilities. If you just look on paper, experience and production, right, they're one of the least teams in the league. So I think for him to go there and be there, and I think he has a chance to really solidify himself maybe into that slot role and do some things in the return game for them as well. So hats off to all those guys, man. It's I remember like it was yesterday, man. It's a dream come true for sure.
Definitely. We had 2 O-linemen in Chris McClellan and then Keegan Trost. And then we also had Toriano Pride Jr., a cornerback, man, who went 7th round. I think it was the 220th pick in the draft to Buffalo Bills. How do you feel about him going that late? after being, I think, the fastest corner, at least at the combine. Like, what does that kind of say about the NFL and how they are grading players? I remember when I was coming out, some of the scouts were asking, like, well, how fast are you going to run? And I would say, I think I'm going to do this, I think I'm going to do that. And they would be like, does the film look like you're going to run what you said you're going to run?
Yeah.
And I think that may have been a knock on him. But I think it's no doubt that the kid can play. He makes plays. So how do you feel about him going that late after run? I think it was 4.32, which is crazy. How you feel about that? Him going that late?
I I'll go first.
Go ahead.
For me, I thought that he should have been drafted quite a bit higher than that. I think that speed is elite.
Yes.
And just if you go back and watch Missouri, when two plays well, Missouri really is a better ball club when he's playing his game. And I think he's got sticky coverage in man, and a little bit handsy, which kind of surprised me a little bit about the speed. But hey, you love a guy that's going to compete. I think the coaches at the next level can put those boxing gloves on him, and really trust, make him trust himself and really trust his footwork as well as his hands. And I think he's a guy that can make impact. When you run like that, and you get drafted late, you're going to be a special teams guy to jump off to make the team. And I can really see him, going out there and really lighting it up on special teams and earning the right to get a chance to defend some of those guys in the AFC. Is it the North? I think it's AFC North.
East.
Or it's AFC East. East.
AFC East, I believe.
Yeah, it's East. But I really look forward to seeing his speed, and I was super excited that he got drafted. Just thought it should have been a little bit earlier for me because he was our top corner on one of the top teams in the SEC. And I know we didn't play as well as we like to play, but when he took the ball away, he could, he's a very good football player is what I see. Just a really good football player. And from St. Louis as well, Mac, right? East St. Louis, maybe. I think I just got to take my hat off to that area because if I had to put that area against Kansas City's area, if you look at the draft, you probably give St. Louis the edge. And considering the youth sports situation in Kansas City and in St. Louis, I mean, it shows that those guys in no disrespect to the KC guys, but the guys in St. Louis, man, they getting it done. I know Mac probably smiling about that, man, but pretty excited to get drafted. I thought Chris McClellan was one of the best defensive tackles that Missouri's had in a long time, and for him to be drafted in the third round is something that's pretty cool. His dad went to school with his agent, so that was pretty.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, his agent was a classmate of his dad, so to see him go to third round to Green Bay, I think that's a piece that they definitely need. They've been a team that's been in the playoffs, and I think he can definitely help them out there, man. So I was super cool with that. And the offensive tackle, Trost, he did a great job for Missouri since he's been there. We've been putting, NFL linemen in the league for a long time, so it's right on par. The Rams got a good one there as well.
Anybody from Missouri you felt like probably should have been drafted that was not? It's kind of hard to tell, but anybody that kind of jumps off like, I'm surprised that this guy didn't go.
What you think, Mac?
Man, I don't know, right? I think the six that got drafted probably should have. Here's the deal. I think if collectively we played better in the back end, I think maybe Norwood might have had a shot.
Yeah, he signed with the Rams.
Yeah, so I think, and I think that's probably what happened with Toriano. Like Spoon said, I think it was he's one of the fastest guys at the combine. Sticky man coverage, but it seemed like every miscommunication that we had in our secondary, he was somewhere around it, and I think that might have been something that played into why you take him later than probably we feel like he should have been taken. One thing I do know is you can tell him on his returns when he takes the ball away, he got some shiftiness. He's pretty good. So I think you look at that speed, you look at his return. Maybe Buffalo's looking at some return stuff with him. Maybe he can do some kick return, punt return to kind of maybe get that roster spot and then kind of hone in into
becoming a corner,
kind of the DB corner spot.
Yeah.
I will say this though, if there's one place you want to be, they drafted a first round corner last year. The guy from Kentucky, who was I think might have been the fastest corner in the draft last year. But they've had a lot of bodies at corner in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think if it's kind of like if you were looking to get in somewhere and kind of make your mark, I think that's a good situation to be in, because I think the only person that probably had it solidified is is I think it's Maxwell. I think that's his name.
From last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
And
you know they
White's
brought back
been a
Tredavious.
really good corner for them for years, but he's kind of getting up there in age,
That's what I'm saying. I think they
Mhm.
brought him back last year, right? Because I
Hmm.
think he was he in Baltimore?
He definitely left
I don't know
town
where he
for a
was
bit.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's one of those places where like, yeah, like okay, here it is. I got drafted 7th round. Hey, you in now? Okay, now what we gonna do? Same thing I tell Jay, right? Hey, didn't get drafted. Hey, you're in a situation in Buffalo where guess what? Guess what they've been looking for? They've been looking for
Yeah.
receivers. They
Been
went and
looking for
got
one.
DJ
Great
Moore,
spot.
right? They
Mhm.
got some other things going on, but like, all right, well, here's your opportunity, right? Now I'm gonna earn your stay, right? So
Mhm.
I think it was pretty cool, man, to see some people like Chase Daniel, Ryan Clark,
Yeah.
kind of say,
Po-
about 30% of your roster is going to be undrafted free agents, right? Why
yeah.
can't you be one of them? So that that's the message that I got to Jay right now.
Definitely. Definitely. Here's a quick stat: 87 SEC players drafted this year. That's
Mm-hmm.
the most by a conference in NFL draft history. Does that translate to us still saying that this conference is the best conference in college football, or to just have some of the best players?
Well, you answer that first.
Go ahead,
I
Kevin.
mean,
Since you don't like the SEC.
80, 87 is a bunch of people to get drafted. I mean, I will
Yeah.
admit, and that shows that the talent is everywhere. Maybe that speaks more to the coaching and not getting the job done. How are we not winning national championship after national championship after national championship if you got 87 players leaving this conference going to the NFL? Like how does Indiana run through everyone? How does Ohio State beat everyone the way they do? I don't know if I would still say the SEC is the most dominant conference, but they do have a ton of players. But as teams
I think
go, I don't know.
I think it's still the deepest, right? But I'm with Spoon. Like I've been thinking about this, right? I still think SEC ball is king. I do. That being said, they're not the most dominant. When I say king, you talk about like this: the draft picks, TV
Okay.
contracts, the
Yeah.
aura, right? Everything that goes into the Southeastern Conference, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
think right now in the football landscape, right, like you got to give it up to the Big Ten right now. Like you just have to, right?
Hey,
The
for
last
real.
two or last three, the last three,
Mac, they running with
Three.
it,
right?
Mac.
Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana.
And then
Those the last
Indiana.
three,
Yeah.
right? So I think you kind of have to give it to them,
You
right?
can
And then who won basketball this past year?
come on. That's where I was about to just flip
Michigan.
you.
So like my thing is
Exactly.
this, right? I think that while I do in football in particular, but I think like just conference in general, like the Big Ten and SEC, that I think they're the two head honchos. I think collectively, and we don't got to get into any of the other sports, but I think the two that everybody talks about, right?
College football and
Football
yep.
and basketball. I think right now, I think Big Ten is got to step up on SEC. It doesn't change what the SEC means to college sports. It doesn't change what the SEC means to college football. It doesn't
Okay.
change that I still think from top to bottom that the SEC is still the best like football conference. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have all like the top teams. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
So I get it. I get it.
yeah. The SEC, if I look at them when they go into the basketball tournament, I'll see a lot of
Mm.
brutes, a lot of speed, a lot of power, size. But they'll get in there and they'll play slew and phew, phew, phew. Missouri will play Drake and
Mm-hmm.
Drake. They'll
Drake.
boop, boop, boop. And so what I see with the Big Ten, like we always gonna say some of these teams are slow, but shoot, you get in the game and they're dialed in, bro. It's not just
Yeah.
speed, power, size. They're dialed in. They're coached well, just like the SEC. But I just feel like it could be that cold weather that makes them come a little bit closer as units because they seem to play together, man. They seem to play together.
They
But I think it's even deeper than that. You got to go. You have to break down every roster, see what year everybody is. And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, you got to do so many other things. Like, because I think Big Ten has 68. Even that can be a little deceiving. Like, who knows how every roster was orchestrated? Right?
That's
Mhm.
true. Yeah.
But
Well,
no, man.
both conferences together, I think 150 some guys, roughly like 60%, of the
That's
draft.
crazy.
That's
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 crazy.
big time.
So before we close the chapter on the draft, I think J Mac said that he heard somebody, it's kind of like a hot take, saying that the later rounds in the draft were, I think he said, kind of boring to watch.
Watered down, I believe, is what he used. This year was
Watered down.
watered down. Yes.
They said they said last year it was like round 6 and 7 that had this feel to it, but this year it went all the way from 4th to 7th. It's kind of the hot take with it being kind of like just run down. And they actually mentioned did they mention the GM for the Eagles, Mac, like in that same story or something? Because
It was a GM. I don't know who. I forget who it was.
okay,
Though.
I think they're
Wow.
kind of like getting this information from somewhere,
Yeah.
and it seems like they're saying that NIL is kind of keeping some back end of the draft guys that are some really good players in school, so they kind of just got to find who's available now, kind of. But it's tough, man. It's still tough to say that.
I
go ahead,
disagree. I disagree because I'm telling you now. Perkins went 6th round. If you'd have told me this a year or two ago, he would have been first round draft pick. Like so.
Yeah.
Now, granted, there's some other stuff that went on, right? And whatever it's production or whatever the case may be, but
I thought at the Shrine Bowl, I thought he played himself back into like a two-day pick.
Yeah.
And then running a 4.3 to get drafted at that late. Now he went to a good system because they're gonna let him run and hit. Atlanta's gonna do a good job of that, but that was weird to me too, Mac. That was weird. But he's a good ball player.
I'm not ready to say that that's true, whatever the GM or whoever's saying that, because I think that like there were some really good football players still being drafted. And I think one of my probably I can say one of my favorite receivers, but a receiver that I really like, Deion Burks. I think he might have went 6th or 7th round. So like we all believe that Kevin Coleman and Torian Brown are NFL players. They went 7th round.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not. I can't give him that. I can't give him that because I.
So then put yourself in a late draft pick kind of guy's his shoes. He's coming out. He's coming out maybe early junior year, and you're a late round pick or projected to be a late round pick. Do you stay in college, and the collegiate money and NIL, and then test the water the next year, or do you just go ahead and put your name out there and go with it?
Depends on how much you're making.
Hey,
because
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. It's a song by the Odd Squad featuring Devin the Dude, K. Rudd, Houston. You know what I'm saying? And they say you don't mess up no for show.
Oh,
Some mo. You know what I'm saying? That's if you got something good in school already, you getting paid, you send your paperwork in, they say you mid to late round, you definitely gonna be more inclined to stay in school because you know the NFL is not for long and nothing is guaranteed. And I think once you get past 4th, 5th, 6th round, like you're talking about a few $100,000 and you make the team, you got your salary. You know, so how are you gonna make the team? So if you're making that loot in school, it's tough to say, you know, I'm gonna go and take a chance on me when next year I might have a better opportunity. You know, so
yes.
you got to do your homework. But like Max saying, we know some damn good ball players that at the back end of this draft. I even saw the kid from the kid that came over with what's his name, Signetti, the linebacker, the one that was in the middle. He got drafted. I'm like, man, that's a good player. Now he better play some special teams because he's not going to be a starter right away. But I mean, it was some good ball players still getting drafted, man.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm not mad at somebody for staying in school in the scenario you just pointed out, Spoon. I mean, I put my name in a hat. It's showing me to be a late round guy. I got for sure money here at Mizzou or wherever college. I'm staying too because it's just a little bit too risky. When I'm at this point, I'm trying to maximize the amount of money I can make over the life of my football career, including my collegiate time. And if that means I got to sit back 1 year and make a couple $100,000 at the collegiate level and only play, 10, 11, 12 games and then rev it up and try to make it to the league the next year, so be it. And I might play better. Now, the risk we run is having an injury. I think it was the kid from Tennessee, was it? The corner? Yeah. Tennessee that ended up going pretty late.
The first pick in the 3rd round.
But was projected top whatever pick the year prior. I'm not sure. He had to stay in school in 1 year.
He shouldn't have worked out. He shouldn't have worked out at all, man. I saw him run. He ran fast. But when he slowed down, he looked like somebody who's coming off an injury. He just kind of got that little hitch to you. That's what I saw at Tennessee's pro day. But I just think, like, ain't a lot of people working out. Ain't a lot of people. Guys ain't even running their 40s and stuff no more. You really can get around it. So, like, yeah, you can be hurt and still put your name in there. And with the money you're making in college, you can pay for your own insurance premium.
True. True, true,
Yeah,
true.
I think it depends on position and how much you're making, right? If you a quarterback, because you got to think about it, right? Like you could be a quarterback at one of these schools, and they roll out the red carpet for you. You making 6 million, right? And then you might be a fifth or seventh round grade.
Yeah.
Like I'm staying put, right? You know what I
Duh.
mean? So like
Yeah.
it just depends on positionally, like how much you're getting paid and what it is for me. In my situation, right, being a first round draft pick, Spoon, like we out. Yeah,
You
it
gotta
might have
go.
been enticing. It might have been enticing, but like, nah, man, I'm going because that like, let's say I'm 2 million, right? That ain't nothing compared to.
To
And I don't
what
know
you're
how much
gonna make.
receivers are getting paid right now, right? I think
Yeah.
I think Jeremiah Smith was the most I heard. I think he was around like 5 or 6 or something like that. But like
Great money for a collegiate player, but he's gonna make a lot more in NFL.
phenomenal money, phenomenal
Yeah.
money. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you gonna make a lot more, and he ain't staying. Like he about to,
No, no, no.
you know what I mean? So I think it depends on position and how much you're getting paid. Guys,
Go ahead, Spoon.
I got one thing because I
Yeah.
know we talked about this guy all season long, man. Diego Pavia. I feel like we got to talk about it a little bit, man. We got to address it. I don't even know
Yeah.
if he signed with anybody,
no,
but
he's going to the Ravens
Ravens.
rookie minicamp.
rookie mini camp,
Which
tryout, bro. Heisman finalist.
check this out, which I like. I like he's not Lamar Jackson, no, but like
No.
that's that scheme, right? If I like him there being a fit. Maybe he can be a P squad or be its third or work his way to be the backup. You're not taking Lamar's spot, but
Nah, nah.
it did not surprise me he didn't get drafted. In my personal opinion, he shouldn't have got drafted. Not at the quarterback position. I would not have drafted him at the quarterback position personally.
What position he gonna play then, Mac?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He's like
No,
Taysom Hillis kind of guy.
No, because he's not. I don't think he's fast enough to do any of those other things we might be thinking about. I'm just letting you know that
He's just not draftable. I got you.
I would not have drafted him. It's not like it was Tim Tebow. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
that's what I was gonna ask.
Tim has got the size. He's got this. He's got you know what I mean. Like, and then also the antics off the field, right? You don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
what'd you say? What'd you say 2 episodes ago? Right? The margin of which people will put up with you, right? Is exactly. So
Yeah.
Like it, Mac.
I do
But
too.
To me, I just feel like the talent. I mean, with the quarterbacks who got drafted, I mean, his talent is up there with them. I mean, he was in New York with them. That's just how I feel about him, man. I felt that way about Chase Daniel coming out, and every time Chase got a chance to play, I was like, this is it. This is it. And I felt like, I love Chase. I love him. We never talked about this, but I felt like he knew, like, I'm on a short leash. He didn't really give us that. Okay,
yeah,
he didn't really give us that Billy D.
Probably played to play safe. Played not to lose a game. That's not necessarily playing to win a game. And I've never had this conversation with him either. But like, but you played 14 years. So like,
14,
once again,
baby.
like,
Keep your head up,
if Pavia is going to be an NFL guy, then go prove it. Right now, his path is going to be a little tougher, but he's used to tough, right? He's used to people not wanting him, and that's his whole motto, right? Like, I wasn't wanted. Somebody gave me a chance. I went in there, I did my thing. Like, all right, well, go do your thing again.
Yeah, I look.
And hey, we gotta talk about Simpson a little bit too. I think that's a little reach now. Okay, Rudd, I know you don't think
Simpson.
so, but
I like Simpson, man, and I think some of the things that are coming out now, the amount of college games he played, and I understand that being reason for me, like, it's pretty early to go draft a backup quarterback for the Rams with only 15 games of experience as a starter. I understand that, but I just think some of the things I saw him do were like, at times, like let's say he's still playing under Saban, I think we might be having a different conversation. And I think, was it Kalen, the head coach now, is a great coach, but I just think some of the things that he could have done would have been like jump off the tape worthy. And I think I saw throws that he made, in timely throws. Like when he beat Mizzou, he made timely plays to beat us. And I just feel like
the thing.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to him, if we go man on 4th and 29, I mean, all you gotta do is beat one person, put the ball in one spot, which was a great ball. But to me, I think a lot of the stuff is more so. Go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say he made tough throws that game. He got hit. Same thing in Georgia.
yes,
he made tough plays. I think I understand what people saying. I think I wrote this in a comment today, right? Like
What?
the dude said he said Ty Simpson's a third rounder at best. I said I
Oh
disagree.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
said I disagree. Like
Third round ain't so bad for what I seen from him.
Listen, here's why I disagree.
Fedora went 5th round. I seen a whole bunch from him.
That's a good
competition, man. Competition.
point.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, like for me, right, it makes a lot of sense because of where he got drafted, right? You're not asking him to play right away, right? You don't know what position you're gonna be in the future, right? You still got somebody clearly playing at the MVP level. So if I got a chance to grab somebody who I think can be a franchise quarterback, right? And he doesn't have to play right now, and I don't know where I'm going to be at, and I don't want – it's not Aaron Rodgers did it with Jordan Love. Brett Favre did it with Aaron Rodgers, right? Like Alex Smith did it with Patrick Mahomes, right? Like so it's proven to work, right?
That's true.
Take a quarterback high where you already have an established quarterback with a good football team. That Chiefs football team, we had just came out the playoffs. We had won 11 straight games the year before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it works and it makes a lot of sense, right? I get the games, right? The part that I'm a little worried about is it seemed like the GM and the head coach not on the same page with the pick. Yeah. That's the problem.
Shout out to Les.
And if they don't know for sure that Puka's going to be out and right, then I think they missed the opportunity to maybe get somebody that they can, you know, that Devontae can take under his wing and show him how to be a true number one in this league. So,
I like that.
You know, I think they may know that Puka's going to be okay, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I do.
So, Mac, how many quarterbacks went in the first round? Just those two, right?
Just those two.
Just those two.
That's where my problem is with it. It's like, all right, like, is somebody else about to get him?
I don't believe Simpson makes it out of the first round if the Rams don't.
Who gets him?
I don't know. I just don't think he makes it out of the first round. I think I don't know. I think Arizona could have made a play to get back in it. I just don't think he makes it out of the first round.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Knowing Arizona was in on him, could that have impacted the Rams' decision? I don't know if he makes a first round pick on that, but like also Arizona's been the little brother for so long. So like, am I really that worried about it as well? So
the first round pick that the Falcons gave.
Unless I think with that coach and Ty can be a really good thing in the future.
Now, Mendoza. We got to address Mendoza. We got to address it. You got Kirk Cousins in that same type of situation. He's no slouch, but I don't think he's a Matt Stafford. But to me, to be honest, if you keep them guys upright, they can throw the ball and be accurate. So, is Mendoza going to play right away, or is it kind of Kirk Cousins to start off a little bit and then toward the middle of the season, you know, when they figure out who Kirk Cousins really is he kind of thrust into the starting role?
I think you did say Mendoza, right? Yeah, so I've been on record again saying I don't necessarily think Mendoza is a franchise-changing quarterback. And I think if you're going to draft somebody with the number one overall pick, they need to change your franchise. I just do not see it. J-Mac, you went on and said that you've seen him make all the throws. He's a big kid. He's competitive. I recognize all that. But when I think first pick at the quarterback position, I need fireworks, and I just never saw fireworks. The most fireworks I saw from him was the game when he won late with the throw near the goalpost, and then national championship game he made a couple of runs that showed he's tough. But
he made
I like the Oregon game. I like the Oregon game, the first one and the last
one. Was it firework or did he do enough to win the game?
Why does it have to be firework?
Yeah, because you're the overall pick.
Nah.
You know what I want? I want wins, bro. I want wins. So like, I think that Mendoza is today's Kirk Cousins, and you got listen to me. Listen, it's like Kirk Cousins, like
Sam Bradford, Kirk Cousins.
I'm a big Kirko guy. Y'all know I am. I like Kirk Cousins, right? He's gonna get the ball out. Now I don't know about right now, Kurt, but like I'm talking about like. The Kurt I like.
You like that?
You like that?
That Kurt.
That Kirk was crazy.
He gonna get the ball out on
that
time.
Kurt reminds me of like Patrick Beverly on the table in the play-in game. like
Man, listen.
screaming and crying. Like, you like that just because it's a Monday night game. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. I never been a fan, dog. He owed me some
But
money
hold on.
because I knocked RG3 out and he got to play. So it is what it is. See me, Kirko.
But
No,
hold
I
on.
think I
Kirk
think I
Cousins,
think, I think
dog.
I think time will tell. I think time will tell. I think
Yeah.
Mendoza earned to be that pick, whether you like it or not. Like the great thing about the National Football League is that like even though you may not have Mendoza for the best player at the number one spot, he was the best quarterback in my opinion. Even though I believe Ty Simpson, if they were to play tomorrow in an NFL scheme, I think that I think I would start Ty first.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that I don't think Mendoza is going to be better than Ty or become what he's got. Time, they got a new coach, right? Like we'll see.
I'm gonna tell you right now. In the Raiders system, in all the instability they have going on right now.
But we don't know. We don't know. You can't live off the
Carl
past.
gone. Chip Kelly gone.
We can't live off the past. Chip Kelly and Northwestern.
They gone, K-Rep.
But what I'm saying is we do not know what's going to happen. And for that uncertainty with the head coach and whatnot, I'm not trusting in him to carry this franchise.
But you trust Kurt. You trust
Yeah.
Signetti, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you trust him. You basically just told him he's the best coach ever. Like I don't know what you got going on, but
He made that decision.
But he went and got his guy. He went and got him.
He went and got a guy who won't lose games.
Bro, he didn't. No, he went and got a guy that was gonna make game-winning plays.
Bro, he a dog, man. And he got that LinkedIn still. He's
Look, I mean, I understand he was a clear-cut favorite. I just didn't like it. Yeah, go ahead, Spoon.
You got to go watch a podcast with Ty Simpson talking about that game when Bama got the ooey put on.
I should watch it.
It kind of goes back to the details of, like just football. Like it seems like when I watch Indiana, they didn't create no stuff. They wasn't trying to trick you. They weren't trying to. Ty talked about those guys just in their right places every time. Like it's like nothing we could. They just every technique they were supposed to do, they set back in vision and they made it. They made those plays. But the SEC, they doing a lot of trick coverages, a lot of the nickel running off. They running the two traps to the nickel side. Like they trying to fool the quarterback. And man, they just sat back and put that vision coverage on Ty Simpson.
Yeah,
and he ain't make no hay that day, dog.
He got hurt too.
Yeah. I get hurt when I get beat too. God, dog, they winning.
Any other topics that you want to cover for tonight's show? Go ahead,
let's do this real quick. What the coolest moment in the draft for y'all? What was the coolest moment?
Coolest moment. So the O lineman that the Texans took with their, I think, first round pick. I can't think of his name, but I guess it's not the coolest moment of the draft. It's just kind of post when he got to the Texans, when he got to their facility. He showed up in like a Texans like polo and maybe like some shorts, something like that. And he's talking to D'Amico, and he was like, I don't got a lot of clothes. You know what I mean? So I went and bought this polo because I know I'm here. And I felt that it was one of the most genuine things I'd seen that it's not necessarily always publicized. Like there's some guys, man, who are just out here trying to get it. You know what I mean? I think it was so humble of him to show up in that way. And I think when they drafted him, he said, I'm ready to put some guys in the dirt. And I just kind of like that nastiness. Like that's on his mind. You just got drafted. I think it was first round. And your mind is, I'm ready to come here and just dominate. So that was for me, the coolest moment I saw in the draft.
For me,
what you guys spoke. Yeah.
For me, I was watching the draft. There's a couple moments that I really like. I like the other Texans. The Texans got a first round talent, D tackle on that second day. He stayed and went back to the green room. That was cool. I won't elaborate on that. Great player. But I thought the guy from Navy, man, to see Pittsburgh draft Eli Heidenreich.
Also,
and
he's pretty good.
Heidenreich.
And that's what and getting drafted in the late rounds. But I guarantee, go put the tape on against Oklahoma in the bowl game. Not this past season, man. He outrunning the heck out of them, bro. Play South Florida, same thing. Ran number 22, and not really that old triple option style of Navy back. Like a guy that can kind of reminds me of the fullback use check, but with a little bit more juice. You know what I'm saying? But I like, and he got a chance to go up there with his terrible towel. He's got a 5-year commitment to serve, but they're going to allow him to chase his dream first, man. So I thought that was pretty
Absolutely.
cool. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That was
Yeah.
good. He a
What about
dog.
you, J Mac? Who'd you like?
I'm gonna go with the brothers, man. I think it was real cool for
Couldn't
Terrell
beat it.
to get his brother drafted in Atlanta. I thought that was real cool
Oh
how it
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
transpired. The phone call, man. I think just imagine getting not only playing with your brother, but y'all playing the same position, right? Like we in
Yeah,
the meeting
crazy.
room,
Yeah.
like we training together.
Hey, they
Like
gonna be on
we
same
looking at
different
film,
sides.
we
That's gonna
watching
be
the same
crazy.
things, right? Like it's not just hey there go a linebacker, corner, or other side of the ball. Like no, we both playing corner here, right? And obviously they
Yeah.
drafted him to be right the other corner, right? So
Yes.
like I
Sibling
think that's pretty
rivalry.
cool. I think that's pretty cool, man. So
That's a dope moment. I will admit, I mean, if I were to be in a position to play with my older brother, I would have absolutely loved it. Like you can't write a better story. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Especially to play the same position, right? And then just imagine what could be. Let's say we both are going out of film. We're killing. Now, not only are we the best cornerback duo in the league, but we're also like the best brother duo probably to ever play. So I think I'm with you, man. That's a really cool moment, man. And there were a bunch of cool moments from people. I think one O lineman that was drafted, his nephew, like sent him a message, man, saying how you've always wanted this and you finally got it. They're both tearing up. The NFL draft creates so many moments, man, because it's a life-changing experience for a lot of people, especially guys who have been dreaming about that moment since they were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, man. I think it's an amazing thing to watch for somebody to be so committed to one thing and then to get to that mountaintop. It's special, man. So shout out to everyone who did get drafted. Shout out to the guys who did not get drafted, man. Your story's not over. You still get to write your story. When you get to those mini camps, if you make it to OTAs, or if you get to that actual training camp, hey, everything goes out the window now. You're there. Give it y'all. You know what I mean? It's not time to make friends, unfortunately. And I know a lot of times we like to buddy, especially when we get it going against a vet and things like that. But unfortunately for the undrafted guys and the late round guys, you don't have that luxury of making friends. When you get in that camp,
hey,
make plays. Go ahead, J Mac.
big shout out to Will Lee, right? AKA
Yeah.
A&M.
right? Dan them got drafted to the Carolina Panthers in the 4th round.
Did you coach him, Mac?
Coached them, right?
Is that your first kid coach that's in the league?
First draft pick.
Hey, man.
Right now I got two.
Oh, coach.
Him and Jay now. So, but man,
Yeah,
he
coach.
also he looks up to J.C. Horn now to get a chance to play next to him, man. So that's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Alpharetta High School alumni. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Raiders. J.C. Horn.
There we go. Anything else before we break the show, fellas?
5
Hey, I'll tell you this.
Fast.
One more thing about that training camp before Matt get out and get in all this OTAs and all this stuff, mini camp. Look here, man.
Yeah.
If you didn't get drafted early than a mug, special teams, man. Trust me, man. You look at that roster, you think you're a receiver. That's all good and dandy. Go earn it on special teams, and I guarantee they'll be calling your name to give you the ball, man. And then you show what you can do and just, hey, build it out. Carve it out for yourself, man. Much love.
Man, all right, once again, man, we are your true sons. I'm one of your hosts, Kevin Rutland. I'm here with Sean Witherspoon and Jeremy Macklin, man. Had another great night discussing NFL draft. See you all next week. We get into some more individual shows, man, discussing each of your true sons, man, and their different paths and journeys, man, through football and through life, man. Y'all have a good night. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.